Hello, LEGO lovers and Star Wars lovers. This is L, and this is a LEGO Star Wars Advent Calendar set review. This one's for 2020, and it is set number 75279, and it has about 311 pieces. So let's get into it. First of all, let's show off our extra pieces, and this is all the extra pieces. Lightsaber hilts, lots of bar type pieces, lots of one of my favorite parts here, if I can grab it out, the accessory holder bar, one stud craziness. Otherwise, obviously, a lot of small parts because that's what you get for extra parts. But still, kind of some neat, unique type parts. I'm glad to see lots of those stud to bar parts. Yeah, really happy. So this is what you get. Sorry if it's spoiled for you, but I don't know what order they came out in, so maybe that's a good thing. But let's get into it. We'll start with our vehicles first. Now, if you're a big Star Wars fan, you should kind of know each vehicle, what they look like, and this is a snowspeeder. Now, I've never seen a build like this for a small snowspeeder. It's okay. The one thing I don't really like is what they use for the guns. They just feel really excessively long. They go the whole shape of the whole entire ship, which just seems kind of awkward. I feel this should have been black instead of gray. Otherwise, not too bad. You definitely can tell what it is. It's got some of the coloring in there. You got that orange, obviously the white, and some gray. So it looks pretty accurate. It's not too bad. Then we have an A-Wing, and I really like how this looks. I don't really have too many complaints here. Yeah, it's nice. I like kind of how they got that slope nice onto the cockpit, how they did the front. You can see there's some space in there. I mean, I think there's a little notch in the actual ship, but other than that, very nice. You got your thrusters and your guns right where they should be. Really nice little build there. Then we have the Bounty Hunter Transport, formerly known as the Razor Crest. I'm not overly a fan of how this looks, mostly because of this. I really feel that something should have been there. I think the best thing, just a gray, a light gray, like the gold bar, put that there, and I think that would look really nice. It just feels a little thin and weird. Sides, I don't know how to explain it. Otherwise, it's pretty spot on to what it looks like. I just feel it feels a little thin maybe, and that's a little awkward down the middle there. And another build we have is the Hoth shield generator, and there are 3 of those maybe generator things. Just a nice little micro type build, nothing too detailed on there. I don't know what this ship is, but it looks like the Tantive, but I think it's the Clone Wars kind of version of it. But definitely kind of love the coloring, the dark red there. You can definitely tell it's a starship. You got the 3 thrusters in the back. Just a nice little build there. Then, of course, we have our X-Wing. Similar build than I've seen. I feel like this part might be a little different because it does use this kind of gray house roof type thing, which works really nice actually. Other than that, I feel like I've built one of these before, but still nice to get your original series type of X-Wing coloring there too. With the X-Wing, we have the Millennium Falcon. This leaves a little bit to be desired, I feel. You definitely can tell we got a Millennium Falcon here just by the shaping. You have the cockpit here. You have like the radar dish represented there and the thrusters in the back. But as you can see, it looks fairly thin, and I'm not 100% on board with that, but still kind of cool to get a little Millennium Falcon action going on there. And then here we have either Ben Kenobi's hut, maybe Tashi Station, not 100% sure, but definitely something from a desert planet. Just a nice little micro build, kind of polar opposites of Hoth, which is kind of funny, but interesting use of this part in the corner there for like the moisture thing, I would assume that's for. And speaking of that planet, we have a pod racer. When I first built this, I wasn't quite sure what it was, but then I was like, oh, that's got to be Anakin's pod racer. But I'm not a fan of this build. For one, I don't like when two bars connect into the center of this. It just doesn't feel like a good connection there. One's loose, one's tight, and they will eventually kind of work their way off. And this build is probably one of the worst in my opinion. I just don't see it very well of what it is. Then we also have our TIE dagger, which I have to say it's really nice to get these pieces, the like really end corner or wedge type pieces, and you get 4 of them here, 2 of each opposites. Otherwise, the TIE dagger looks all right. It's kind of cool how you can see the red through there down the middle, because it does have some red on there, and that's actually the thrust. I would have liked maybe, a red tile here, because it did have some red on it. But still, that's a nice representation of what that is. And then we also have our droid command shipped, or Lucrehulk, I think it's called. Interesting how it's built, but you definitely can tell what it is. Sure, it's quite off on what it is, but I will say that it definitely looks like what it is, which is a nice little featurette there. And then this one, which I really like, there's actually 2 parts to this one. If you don't know what this is, it is the Darth Vader's Castle, that Amazon exclusive Lego set, and I think this is fairly spot on to exactly what it looks like. You even kind of had the red streaking that was on it. The coloring's right. I mean, obviously you can't go inside and play because it's a little micro build, but very nice actually. And with that we get what's supposed to be his his TIE Advance. My only problem is this looks more like a little tiny TIE Bomber than a TIE Advanced. Not exactly sure how you can fix that in that scale. Other than that, this looks pretty good for a little kind of TIE Bomber. For 3 pieces, actually. So that's all the buildable ships and buildings. So let's go into our other stuff. First up, Porg. I'm wondering if we will have a Porg in every single advent calendar from now on, or at least since they started doing it. But not too special. I think they use a white part there instead of a black or a gray, so I guess it's slightly different. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure everything is the same on it. Not too special, but I won't lie, I enjoy getting Porgs. And here we have what I believe is a Tauntaun from Hoth. This one's not too good either. Kind of sketch on this, to be honest. Yeah, I kind of get it, but I also am kind of like, but I guess it's neat that they're trying something different, but I'm struggling on this one to see it. And of course, another thing that I think is going to have to be in every advent calendar is a Gonk droid, and this is like a snowman looking Gonk droid, I would say. Yeah, it looks kind of crazy to be honest, but it's all right. I kind of have 2 problems with this. One, these should have been brown. I mean, come on. That's ridiculous that they didn't make that brown. That really should have been brown. And it's kind of weird that the carrot has to be in backwards. It makes it look a little bit too ridiculous. I wish they could have found a way to do that. Like maybe some sort of bar through there or something just to have it. That would look so much better. As you can see, even though the gray is on the end there, it would look so much better like that. And then we have what I think is a pit droid. The only thing is, a pit droids I thought had really long legs, so maybe it's a different kind of droid, or maybe in the process of transforming. But it's got a lot of nice dark brown parts on there, and obviously hands. So kind of a really neat little built-up figure there. Then we have another small type character, and this is Dio, and it's interesting that they managed to get the Santa type hat, or Christmas, or what is holiday season hat on his head. Just really interesting. Otherwise, as far as I can tell, it's a Dio of any other sort, and he just has a brick under him, and he has a plate there to hold that little hat on. Next up, we have Luke. And I don't really see anything special with him. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is a new print for his torso, but it is a nice print. It captures exactly what he was wearing, which wasn't too fancy. He does have an alternate facial expression, however, I almost wouldn't have bothered because, oh, it's so minor that he's just, you can tell there's different emotion there, that he's kind of like frustrated or focused, and here he's kind of happy, but I just kind of feel like that it wasn't really that much of a difference. And then we have Ray in kind of a similar color outfit. Nice to get another Ray if you don't have one, or another, that makes sense. Nice to get a Ray if you don't have one. Nice printing. Don't know for sure if this is in other sets. I would assume so. But again, two faces, apparently very much like Luke Skywalker. Just a little angry, a little happy. But I also like the hair because it has that like 3-bun type effect going on there. And then here we have the star of the show. Oh, he comes with a blaster pistol, but I don't really care about that. He's got the red mug, and he has a hilarious BB-8 Christmas sweater on, which I think is fantastic. And as you can see, it goes to the other side. Oh, that is so cool that they did that. I'm pretty sure that's exclusive here. And he kind of has I would say that's an angrier face. And then his other face is a simple smile. One thing I would love to have seen is a printing on that cup of even a Death Star or just something Star Wars. It would be so awesome. But let's go to our next figure, Stormtrooper number 6-72. I don't know what that is, but just a Stormtrooper, more from the original trilogy. Really nice helmet. I really like those helmets, to be honest. Printing on both torso and legs. Printing on the back of the torso, which is really nice. And he has the happy face that they usually give to these Stormtrooper characters. No alternate, but yep, just a Stormtrooper. And then we have our Darth Vader, of course, lightsaber. And he has a hilarious Death Star sweater. That is so great. Yeah, I just love it. And then leg printing kind of doesn't really match with the sweater, but oh well, I don't care. And then obviously the printing goes on the back, and he has a cape that covers that. And then when you take his helmet off, that is like the happiest Darth Vader type face I have ever seen. And the printing's actually good. It looks like he might have been too close to a volcano or something. And you see some other scars from that episode on the back there. But that almost looks like a smile, which is a little bit weird to see from a Darth Vader figure. But maybe he can be happy sometimes. And here we have a Sith Trooper, very red. Printing on the torso and legs, which is pretty nice. Printing on the back, which is also very nice. I love that they putting more detail in there and not just like a line and then another line. That you see multiple colors and different opaqueness of the colors and stuff. Helmet's alright, not too special, just kind of has the look, but it has nice printing on. It's kind of hard to see the dark red lines, especially with the reflection there. But there are some dark red lining on his helmet. And again, with the happy Stormtrooper face. I don't know if they'll ever change that. No alternate, obviously. Just a happy Stormtrooper face. And the most memorable figure in here, droid number 2. Yep, just a battle droid. Not a single thing special about him. Yep. Probably the weakest thing in here. Yeah, but hey, just throw it in there, I guess. Could be worse. And he just jumped out of there. So with all this stuff, what do I think on the end result of this set? Since it is a $40 advent calendar, that's not... I'm going into a weird voice, which is irrelevant. What do I feel about the overall of all this stuff that I'm trying to get on the camera here? I think it's pretty good. Most of the mini builds I, for the most part, like. There's a couple that I think have issues, some that are fantastic, and I think this is probably the worst one in my mind. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't work for me. There's obviously small parts which are good, but All small parts for the most part. Lots of figures, lots of character builds. For all intensive purposes, we kind of do, since it does take a print, we have the Dio and the Porg, and then you have, was it 6 actual minifigures? So even though it's $10 more than some of the other ones, I do like this one. It is definitely a Star Wars holiday. I love the little sweaters and everything. Yeah, I'll have to say this is a great little advent calendar. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. I'm a big Star Wars fan, so it's good to see kind of stuff like this. One thing I was thinking too is, why don't I see more people building in like this scale? Like, you could have huge battle scenes with very minimal amount of parts, and they could be gigantic. I'm just really surprised I don't see too much building in this scale. The like mini vehicle scale. This is probably my favorite of the brick built vehicles and stuff. It just looks really, really good, really accurate, really smooth. Very, very well done. And I think my favorite figure is really just completely based on Poe's torso. But yeah, so like I said, this is a great advent calendar, great for a Star Wars fan. Pieces are okay. I mean, obviously they're not fantastic because they're all small, but hey, you can't get you won't get that much out of these advent calendars, but you also get a sorting type tray, I guess. But okay, I've said but and pretty a lot, so that's the end of this review. I want to thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video, but I will say this is a great set. Thanks for watching.